Good day, everybody. My name is Peter Snyman. I am not currently on the executive of CCSA, but the last 3 years I was the president of CCSA. I am currently also managing a campsite which is in the northern region of South Africa, around about the Pretoria area. We're part of a body called UCSA, the Uniting Christian Students Association, where we work in about 1,000 schools, 700 to 1,000 schools in the country, and we've got 13 campsites all over the country. So today I've got the privilege to speak to you guys. I just want to say hi to everybody. And it's such a privilege to talk to you and just share about our experience with weekend camps. Weekend camps, or 3-day camps as we call it, is very popular in South Africa. The major reason for that is the fact that in our school system, during the week to bring people to our campsite, or to any campsite for that matter, is a challenge. So during the weekends, people tend to be more available to do camping, and that's why they come over weekends. So we've got a situation that they come in the Friday afternoon, around about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, just after school, and then they leave again on the Sunday morning. So normally when we talk about Christian camps, these guys arrive at the campsite, they play games, we familiarize them with the terrain, we issue their accommodation, divide them into teams, and then have a situation where we determine the rules with them. We don't dictate the rules, we want them to take ownership of the rules. So they sit with us and they say what they'd like the rules to be, and then we just add some of the rules where we think it's necessary. Then we've got supper around about 6 o'clock, and after 6 o'clock we've got praise and worship. Now after the praise and worship, which is quite an important part of our camp, there's a message or a devotion or a preaching session that's around a specific topic that goes through the whole weekend. So that will be the first session then after the praise and worship on the Friday night, where they will then go and divide into small groups, and then they will talk about what they've experienced or what they heard the Lord say, and how, what does things mean to them as they observe the topic, and also then the message. Then normally after that, after the small groups, we do something like a night hike or a night treasure hunt, and everybody then goes outside and they take part in that. Then they go to sleep. Then the Saturday morning, we normally go up to the mountain. We've got a mountain, and they go up to the mountain, and there's some silent time or devotion on the mountain. They come down, and then there's breakfast. After breakfast, we have another praise and worship session, followed by devotion, specifically around a theme. So we are progressing this to the Saturday evening and Sunday morning. Then after that devotion, or after that message, which takes around 2 hours, the praise and worship and the message, then we have experiential activities. Those activities can either be adventurous, or it can be normal problem solving, arts and crafts, drama. So what we then do is we strengthen or enhance the message via experiential activities. We apply what they've heard via these activities. And also looking towards where we're going with the evening session, also then building into that some activities. Then it's lunchtime again. After lunchtime, they've got some more activities again. Again, all with a specific Christian message. And then the Saturday evening, after they've had some swimming time, it's meal time again. Now the Saturday evening normally is where we get to the peak of the activity. That's when we do altar calls, and we give the children an opportunity to devote their lives to Christ. After that again, we've got a bonfire. They sit next to the fire, they braai marshmallows, and then the Sunday morning we have a devotion again, and then they leave after the devotion. After the devotion, there's small groups, and then we just chat about, so what? They've had some messages over the weekend. What does this mean to them on the Sunday morning before they go home? For us, it's very important that these youngsters take something in their hands back. If they've got something in their hands which they can then start to tell their parents about, and share the message. Show them some photos or some manuals or a handout. It really assists in carrying the message further. In South Africa, weekend camps are very, very popular, as I said. We do experience that it is successful, of course, with any camp. The longer period the camp can be and the more strengthening or enhancing of sessions, adding value, creating, going to a certain point, it's better. We want, preferably, the more sessions we can have, or the longer the camp, the better. But, we don't have that royalty. I want to go as far as saying in South Africa, there is no Christian camps that is longer than a weekend. I'm talking about intentfully working on some specifics around with a Christian theme. Maybe some holiday camps here and there where we work during that as well, during the holidays. But with us in South Africa, camping it can be seen as part of the curriculum or a method to facilitate the curriculum in our South African schools. So children does go to camps as part of a curriculum outcome. But of course, that will not be for a specific Christian intent, although the Christian intent will be worked into the program. If you have a leadership camp or an adventure camp where there's certain life skills to be taught, the Christian component can be worked into that. But it's not a pure Christian camp during the weeks as a delegation or as a mandate from schools. We don't typically have that. So we are very, very fond of our weekend camps. It's something that we have quite a lot. Our campsite, we've got between 8 or 10 different events like that. And how we do it as part of the organization that I'm from, UCSA, we would advertise, say, for example, the 10th of April, there will be a camp, and we invite certain schools. We've got affiliate schools. And those affiliate schools then send the children that would like to go on that Christian camp, 10 there, 20 there, 30 there. And our camps is more or less between anything from 50 to 80 people at a camp. If it goes more than that, we ask the school to please choose another date, because it's a little bit hectic with too many children, and you want to be intentful. You want to work with those child and really focus on them. The group leaders that we have is not staff members; it's volunteers. If it's primary school camps, we make use of secondary school children that we've journeyed with, which we know are strong enough in the Lord to be able to facilitate it. If it's secondary camps, we get students in, and the students come and assist. The challenge is always to get people to assist. South Africa does not have a big volunteer culture, so we do struggle sometimes to get some people. I think that is the rough scenario or on the questions that was asked. Our camps, we try, because the campsite that we're on is a Christian campsite, but we also present secular camps. So we try and keep our Christian camps as cheap as possible. We try and get it subsidized. We try and get people in to fund some of these children, because unfortunately, the children you want to get here are most of the times the ones that cannot afford to come. So we really would like to get them here, and we really make some plans to get them here. Our activities, as I said, some activities are, if you use archery, for example, we use the archery in the sense that we teach them about us having a safe environment. We know the rules in life is important. That's why we need the Bible is full of rules. It's important to obey these rules. These rules are there for you not to get hurt. Of course, then looking at the ropes, the archery environment, you can get hurt if you don't stick to the rules that's laid down. Then, you need to aim for your objectives. First, we start very close to the target, they shoot, and then we move them further and further away. Using that as sin is not hitting the mark. So we start with that conversation. And then we talk to them about reaching their objectives. Putting down your dreams and aspirations and hitting the mark. And how is that done? In consultation with a facilitator. Asking questions. How do I do? How do I hold this bow? How do I release? Again, that simulates the relationship with the Lord. Consulting the time. You want to reach your objectives in life. You want to hit the target. So consult with the Lord. Ask the questions. And then the question is, what does the other people do? Your teammates that's sitting behind, waiting for their turn to shoot. They're observing how you shoot. So they can advise you and say, my friend, you are aiming too high, you are aiming too low. And that is the typical role of the community, the church, how we should support each other. So we use these activities as metaphors. I'm sure you guys does as well, but I'm just, highlighting how we use this. So guys, it was awesome to talk to you guys. We should do this more often, sharing different concepts and ideas. God bless you with your conference or your getting together. May it be fruitful. May you be having some new insight and new excitement to really serve the Lord. God bless.